heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your way right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you. If you floating by your side. I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my right now. What I do right been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. Tell me everything's alright. Life is just a bunch of faces, and if it's not, we'll still be fine. I know we're going places. I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. I was dancing on my own when you spilled that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on our baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby,
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Wir arbeiten schon viel. Und das darf auch sein. Es gehört halt auch dazu. Aber die Technik schafft heute viel. Immer mehr sogar. Die Luftfeuchtigkeit passt. Die Stauatmosphäre stimmt. Und wenn die Technik immer mehr schafft, könnten wir ja zwischendurch ein Kehr weniger krampfen. Oder etwa nicht.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Check him out. Check him out. Listen to y'all. Lesson us out. Too complex to the versatile.
Hello
Good
everyone!
evening, and once again, welcome to the Swisscom Hero League here, powered by ESL. And we're here for another evening full of Clash Royale action. And when there's Clash Royale, I can't do it without my dear friend, Chief Avalon here to my left. It's such
Thank
a pleasure
you
to
so
have
much.
you yet again. We're already in our third week here of,
amazing.
of this season 3. Only one more week to go actually until we're just about to head into the grand finals.
Thank you so much, and also with me today on this side here, Luca Don Rigoni, commentating those matches with me. He's wearing a bow tie, but no glasses.
Not this time, not this time.
Not this time.
It was beautifully sunny today, I gotta say. Really loved it.
Yeah, it
went
is. I'm
went
gonna
for a
take
little
them off,
stroll.
though.
So.
I was told to bring some color into the cast and to wear the glasses. That's why. So.
That's perfect. And yeah, let's actually have a look at the matchup we got coming up tonight. It's first gonna be Thiago versus Datsim. Ooh, that was a quick one there. There we get it again.
Be fast.
It's gonna be Thiago against Datsim, who gonna be doing the start here, and then followed up by Jesus versus Jumanji.
And I'm very curious for Jesus against Jumanji. That's what I think the highlight of today. Two really well-known players. Datsim, of course, also played very strong today in the season. So it's gonna be exciting. 2 matches.
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
Thiago, of course.
It's gonna be pretty incredible here, and we can actually have a look at the brackets as well and how our players got here, because we should stress that. As we can see, Thiago here with a flawless nearly flawless journey here. It was quite close against Jesus, but then the week prior to this one, he managed to take down the twinfold champion here in Zenpyrek with a dominating 4-0 performance. And then of course Jesus, his previous rival, who managed to claw his way through the losers bracket, and he actually managed to win against Zenpyrek as well last
And
week.
you really want to point out before we switch brackets that Thiago Jesus, that's gonna be the rematch today. So I'm very curious for this. Basically, last time it was very close with the 4-3, as you said, but this time everything's open again. It's the rematch, and both of them, of course, hungry. You also notice that Jesus had a strong comeback here from the losers bracket with the 4-2 victory. But Thiago also 4-0 against Zenpyrek, the former champion of the league. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And we should actually let's first have a look at Group B here and how those players got to their playoff match here. Here it looked a lot more one-sided. Actually, the match we saw
All those
on
4-0s
Monday
there.
was the first one that did not end in a 4-0. Datsun managed to take down FCN Ryzen of all players, one of our big and hyped up superstars kind of season 1 already, and
Big
then
surprise.
of course last season he managed to get all the way into the finals, where he unfortunately lost to Zenpyrek, and now he's out before even managing to get to playoffs. So it's going to be Datsun against Jumanji, and at this point
also a rematch. Mention this too. It's also a rematch. Jumanji against Datsun was a 4-0 last time. So I'm curious if Jumanji can make it that fast again.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, we should actually explain a little bit about our format we're playing here. Since we're doing a double elimination bracket this time, that means you can only lose 2 times and then you're out. That's all what already happened to Monkey Blue, to Kefron, to FCN Ryzen, and
they're all gone.
And who is the last player actually? I completely forgot. Oh, Zenpyrek. Zenpyrek, of course.
Zenpyrek, okay.
They're all out. The other remaining top 4 players are now in the playoffs, and at this point we reset the whole bracket. So even if you lose once, you're not out anymore. So we're basically doing another round of double elimination. So whoever wins today makes his way onto the winner's side of the bracket, and whoever loses has to go down to a loser's bracket yet again. And then on next week we're actually gonna play the 2 winners of today against each other, of which the winner will make his way onto the grand finals, and the loser will yet again have to play another match of the losers bracket after that. I know it sounds really, really complicated, but it's basically again the same deal. You lose twice, you're out. You manage to only lose once and then consecutively win thereafter. You manage your way into the grand final, and as far as I know, we're gonna reset the bracket then again. So it's nothing gonna be like, when you're coming in from the losers bracket, you have to win 2 sets against your opponent. Where I think we're only gonna hold 1 set of that. So
maybe to give a very easy explanation for that. If we just continued like we did, we have the winners and the losers, and the winners currently, they have not lost a game. The losers have lost already, so that would lead to a very weird situation, which is basically the loser has to win twice against the winner to actually kick him out, to be fair, because the winner hasn't lost yet and the loser has already lost. So that means if the winner wins, it would be over. If the loser wins, he would have to do a rematch, which is weird at this point, and that's why it also makes sense to reset and restart with everyone at 0 losses. That's basically the logic why you do it this way.
Yeah.
To make it also predictable what's gonna happen next.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much. That actually was a really good explanation. I think it's when you're not experienced with double elimination, it can seem really confusing. I feel like it. So I felt that this was important that we outline this for our lovely viewers out there once again. And one thing more that you hopefully already got to see today was the release of the new Clash Royale video for the upcoming Season 10. If you haven't, I hope you get to check it out, maybe in between the break. It's only like 4 minutes long, so there should be enough time for that. Or, of course, after our broadcast here. And yeah, you're in for a treat. I mean, it's the first time that they're actually removing a card, and it's going to be heal, as mentioned previously.
It's not a real remove, kind of. It's a replacement.
Yeah, but essentially the spell as it is like gone and will not exist in that form again. But instead we get the heal spirit. It looks basically the same as the ice spirit. But instead of like healing up over time like the heal spell did, it does it in like one short burst, and it's actually quite a significant chunk of healing.
But do you think that will solve the problem of really low usage? I mean, the main problem is heal spell was not used.
Yeah.
That's why they replace it now with something else. I'm not sure it's gonna be used more.
The thing is, when you compare, it's only a 1 elixir card, and it will remain at that. And you also keep all your cards and your levels you had in heal. You will keep that, by the way, for the new heal spirit. But I think where the strength comes in here with this card, or the new card, is in its flexibility. You see it with the ice spirit. It basically does the same thing as a freeze, basically, but a freeze does an AoE and it costs 4 elixir. The ice spirit does that for 1 elixir, plus you can also use it on defense and to distract and kite units.
There's an interesting difference though, because I mean, you can always use a freeze. Like, even if you're not there with other units, a freeze is useful because it slows down the enemy, and he will take longer to actually attack you, even with that small freeze. But with a heal, if there are no troops of yours, the heal is useless. So it's really a different mechanic. I'm interested how that's gonna go.
But if you can like squeeze it in when your opponent tries to overwhelm you, and you're really like struggling for only 1 elixir, you can get that burst of healing kind of to heal up your defending troops again. So I personally, I don't think personally it's the strongest card there is in the meta, and I don't think it should be, because after all it's still only a 1 elixir card. It's more,
and we need
for
more space
fast,
in the decks.
Yeah, for the fast cycling
There's
decks
no space.
and probably aggressive ones, so it will not see too much play, I expect. But I hope it will see more play than heal currently does in its current form. At least it is, and who knows? I mean, maybe it's gonna be incredibly strong. I mean, they nearly tripled the healing on it, and that in like 1 burst. So I personally think it has potential. But let's actually also have a look at the other changes that were mentioned in the video. First of all, one of your hatred cards, the Magic Archer, will get a bit of a tap on the wrist.
Yeah.
He will not.
That's okay.
Yeah, his damage and his attack speed, they will all stay the same, and also his range, but his target range will be removed from 7 tiles to 6 tiles. What does that mean? The target range is essentially the range on which the Magic Archer can connect or aim at a unit. His arrows will still fly through and travel the same distance. But for example, a defense, like a far back placed building, he cannot target anymore.
Can he still target the Princess Tower without being targeted by the Princess?
Yeah.
Okay, we have the bans. We have the bans for you. They banned the Golem by Thiago and the Graveyard by Datsun. Graveyard makes completely sense. Graveyard is a very strong card at the moment. Golem is strong, but it's not really the one you want to ban. It gives maybe a hint on what he want to play. He doesn't want to play against Golem, so maybe we're gonna see something like Expo, something like Sparky, something like Elixir Golem. That could be interesting. And then the Graveyard ban, I mean, that's just what you don't want to play against. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's currently really strong, the Graveyard just in general. I saw on Monday in chat some people even claimed that they think it's like the most OP card at the moment in the meta, and I can partly agree to that. Probably not OP, but it's like a super versatile card. You can use it in a very broad variety of decks.
Yeah,
you
we've
can
seen that.
Yeah,
you can even use it for defense.
Yeah, you can play very defensively and then just try to build an elixir lead and then punish your opponent incredibly hard, because I don't think there's any card outside of Graveyard that does so well in terms of damage for elixir, of possible damage for elixir, because if your opponent can deal with it, it's just power gun or half.
Certainly a good card. All the changes you just mentioned, of course, will go into effect when the release happens, and that will be next
April 6th.
Monday.
Yes,
that's next Monday, if I'm right. And we're looking forward to that. But I feel like the big problem here is that these cards, the new cards, they always need a place in the decks, and those spots are hot. I mean, there's not much space left in all those decks that already work.
That's true.
And with only 8 cards, it's really hard, and it's more and more cards. It's difficult for the cards to find their spot.
That is absolutely true, and I was actually a little bummed out that we did not see any changes to the other new card we had introduced this current season, actually, which is the Royal Delivery. There's currently a challenge going on featuring it, so go check that out if you haven't yet. You get some nice cards and trade tokens to get as many of those as possible. 2 more changes actually also have been announced in that video. One being the Goblin Hut that has its lifespan reduced, but it will also spawn two goblins on destruction,
okay.
On death.
We're just informed that the game is about to start. Let's go. Ready for clashing.
A bit of the same treatment we've seen for the Barbarian Hut actually, and it just makes a lot of sense to like streamline these spawners to a certain extent. Yeah, we see both of the players
currently they're both leading, which is weird because they banned the golem.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're still playing something tanky, or maybe it's just playing poker face.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, yeah, I could see Datsim bringing Spark. You actually see the Mega Minion there coming out from Thiago. The answer by Datsim is the Night Witch there, cycled behind the tower. Thiago actually keeps leaking at this point. There's the Elixir Golem together with a nice baby dragon there. Very nicely played, but the Skarmy here takes good care of those robots actually. And look at the rocket there, very well played here from Thiago. Doesn't take a single point.
That Elixir Golem was basically just giving Elixir to Thiago at this point here.
But still, Datsim managed to come out of this exchange with an Elixir lead, and you really want that when you're in this position. We see the Lava Hound here being played by Thiago, but there it's the answer. Datsim just goes for a big push here. Nice tornado there to pull everything together, and the Electro Dragon just keeps resetting.
Oh, the Inferno Dragon
here. Very nicely played here. Look
and
at the
power's already
on
on
the tower right now.
595.
And very nicely played here by Datsim. He gets an incredible amount of damage there onto Thiago's tower to begin with. Bit of an unsafe position there, but Tornado was out of cycle, and look at the damage trade here. Already
it's a good lead at the moment for Datsim.
Yeah.
And 595, it will not be easy to come back here against the Elixir Golem.
Yeah.
But Lava Hound is always good for a strong push.
The Barbarian even connects onto the tower here on the right hand side.
I think Thiago gave up on defending that tower.
Yeah. It was just like, okay. Oh wow, okay. That's an Elixir Golem here coming out of Datsim. That
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter because that tower is like dead anyways. Thiago is now really trying to push in the other lane, trying to make something out of that. But he has to be careful not to lose his king tower.
Yeah, absolutely. He has the Inferno Dragon here on offense, but a nice defense here. Yet
nice
again by Datsun.
rocket
He uses
once
another
again.
rocket to take care of those defensive units, but the Tornado here will secure his defense. There's another Inferno Dragon at the bridge there. Being
Oh, he
played by
loses his
Thiago.
second tower almost.
Oh my god.
335.
Oh my gosh, he's so
This is
behind
not
right
going
now. That's
well
only
for
4
Thiago.
seconds. There's going to be the
28.
lightning just for good measure. 28
First
HP
point for
remaining.
Datsun. Holy.
1-0 and not a single drop of sweat being shed here by
What an
our-
amazing performance by Datsun. Really
Yeah.
impressive. And also a bit surprising that Lava Hound really did not get a chance there to get at the tower. Really well played by Datsun. We have to give him credit for that. And the Elixir Golem, very strongly used there. First push wasn't so successful, but because almost no damage done. But then
Yep.
it was really well played and did a lot of damage. Well done.
Great deck choice here as well. I mean, with the Elixir Golem deck, you just can punish the Lava Hounds so hard because Lava Hound, it's such a slow card, and if used early for the same amount of Elixir, you can just use an Elixir Golem plus a Night Witch, and that's the same amount of Elixir. But your
And
your
you know what
opponent
it
at this
is?
point only has like
it's
4
like-
or 5 Elixir to answer it.
It's like a psychological warfare here. He banned the golem, and that probably made his opponent think about tanks, and that's why he played Lava Hound. And
Yeah.
I think that had kind of an influence here. It would be curious to talk to them why he chose Lava Hound when the other guy bans Golem. I mean, the idea is if you know he bans Golem, you think, okay, he doesn't want to play against tanks, so I'm gonna play a tank. And that might be maybe the thought process why he then plays Lava Hound, which is trap worked. Trap totally worked here.
Definitely. It's just a trap. Get out.
It's a trap.
No, it was certainly fantastically played here by Datsun. He also looked very solid. What I gotta say, it's still this combination of Elixir Golem, the double drakes plus the Night Witch in this case, is still just such a strong combination because you have all of it. You have like air defense, you have splash, you have great pushing power, you have a tank, you have very efficient removal and defense with the Tornado and the 2 Drakes. I mean, Thiago's best answer was basically the Skarmy to his pushes, and also that, and even that got dealt with pretty easily here by Datsun.
Yeah,
You
it's
have the Battle
certainly
Healer to just
still very
support
strong.
your pushes even more.
And I hear we're ready for match number 2. Let's go.
Let's jump in.
Let's
The
jump
bar
into
barrel
match
just for
number 2.
additional support, and it's just
The
a,
bands,
such
of
a
course, are still
well-rounded
the
deck.
same. Just to remind our audience here, the bands remain the same throughout all of the matches, and it's a best of 7.
Yes, so that's
It looks like Datsun even keeps his deck here, still playing with the healer.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. He had his graveyard banned out, and where he looked so good on the past 2 weeks. So it kind of makes sense. Nice Tornado there to pull in the
Miner.
Firecracker and take her out. Also get some nice damage onto that
Take her
Baby
out.
Dragon. just
Okay.
well played here yet again by Datsun.
Do you know Take Me Out?
Well, what do you mean?
It's a show that runs on television. It's called Take Me Out.
Okay. Okay.
It
That-
just sounded like that when you said Take Her Out.
Is it a real show or like
It's
a
like
boomer show?
a kind of a dating show.
Okay.
Very funny actually.
Oh, nice lightning here. Connects onto the bowler as well as that bomb tower and the tower there. But the Firecracker stays alive right here. Another miner
The
here.
next miner.
being
We don't
used
see
by
the bowler
Thiago.
very often.
No,
So it's
interesting
interesting
deck
to see the
choice here.
bowler here.
Yeah,
Bowler, of
and-
course, is good against Elixir Golem, so that's probably a good change here, but introduced by
Yeah.
Thiago.
Oh,
Maybe
but
that
also,
makes them
also the
stronger.
bomb tower is a good choice here. But with the lightning, as we just saw, Datsun has quite a good answer, and he
Another
already gets
Firecracker.
around 1,000 damage there on the right hand tower. but-
Firecracker also a good counter against the healer because he keeps the distance and the healer cannot heal herself when
That's
she's at
very
the
true.
distance.
That's true. But
Next
still,
bowler.
I mean, Datsim, he has the barb barrel in his deck. Nice placement there on that bomb
Lightning.
tower, but he does not get out of the lightning range right there.
But it looks
Well
like
played here.
Thiago, he really adapted to the Elixir Golem here. He has all the counters
did.
in his decks with the
Oh,
bowler,
big
the
push
bomb
now on
tower.
the left-hand side here. Aggressive poison there being used as well by Thiago, the Elixir, the Electro Dragon. There takes out.
Elixir Dragon.
Yep, takes out the bowler.
Don't tell him yet
13
that there's a new card.
remaining on the left-hand side. Another miner here being cycled by Thiago, but the contestation
And
is
now he's
swift
really got
here
the
out of
cycle
Datsun.
right. And is always
Okay,
countering
very
with the bomb
nice.
tower.
This time Thiago
Oh, the
plays
baby
bomb
dragon is
tower just
connected
right.
though.
But look
And
at
it's only
this.
5 seconds left. The tower's going
That will
down
be
to the baby
2-0.
dragon.
No chance Thiago can come back from this, and that's 2-0 here
Crazy.
for Datsim.
That's him. Already made this a 2-0
Fantastic.
lead. It's crazy. Fantastic play. It looked like Thiago, he had all the counters, but it didn't work somehow. With the bomb tower, he should actually be able to counter the Elixir Golem, but it didn't work. So, really
I mean-
well played by Datsim. We have to really give him credit for this play. It was not easy. It was also a bit lucky there with the baby dragon that connected to that tower and not to anything else. So that was really
Yeah.
lucky, and that took the tower.
But I mean, with Thiago plus just playing everything a little to the left, the bomb tower as well, just
Yeah,
to
that
get out of lightning range, which was a good decision because he was punished for that previously when Datsim just got so much value for got so much value for his lightnings. So it was a
Yeah.
good adaptation, but then of course with all the units staying on the left hand side, the baby dragon could just sneak by essentially on the
He
other
tried
side.
to avoid the lightning,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was too far away then. And
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I mean,
But baby dragon sneaks through.
Datsim just played his deck super well here. This was certainly not a favored matchup, but he just played to his strengths. He saw what Thiago was trying to do and played around it accordingly. And that
So-
I just have to compliment him on that because that really shows quality in a player. And I'm actually super curious for game number 3 that's already started.
Yeah, so
and
the,
we
so the
are
question
ready
is,
to go.
where does Thiago go from here? Because he tried to play the counter and it didn't work. He tried to play the lava hound, it didn't work. If Datsim plays the same thing again, I'm really curious where Thiago's gonna go from here.
It really looks like it. There is again a Night Witch plus the Baby Dragon. Very nice choice to tank it here. Thiago now switching up things as well, has his own Baby Dragon this time, has the Electro Dragon plus the Magic Archer here. So it might just be a mirror match here, I
Magical
can
Archer.
imagine. But I see a Lumberjack.
Lumberjack is on the king tower.
Nice tornado there
Nice
for the King Tower
activation.
activation. Datsim just does not want to give him a chance here. Not at all. But there is Dark Prince.
Next
coming
Elixir
down
Golem, this
from
time by
Thiago.
Thiago.
This time it's the other way around. So interesting
The
adaptation. here,
healer.
But incredibly important here that Datsim got
Yeah, but
that King
how does he
Tower
defend
activation.
that Elixir Golem? The witch is not gonna do it on her own. It's not enough. Look at how much damage that Elixir Golem is
That's
doing. It's
true,
crazy.
There's a lot of damage there coming in, but Datsim now has 10 elixir, and he will have a big elixir
Strong
push.
push.
That's the exciting thing with these mirror matches when
Nice
it comes
tornado.
to elixir golem. The
not enough,
exchanges are
though.
just so explosive when you can
Now
see it.
Thiago.
Here. That is certainly going to be the tower here.
He
Thiago-
cannot defend
Thiago
this
has
one
to
and the
find
tower goes
has
down.
To find a remedy here because that's a second battle healer.
He
here
already calls
that
it
will
good game.
Will nearly connect. Will it connect to the King Tower? That could just be the swift 3 crown here coming out of Datsim.
Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
485.
nice!
Oh,
nice
and
timing
that's a
there.
3
That's
crown win.
3-0 there.
That's
coming
it
out.
with a 3-0. What a fast
Oh my
start.
gosh.
It's incredible.
Thiago was just like, okay, I'm down 2-0. I'm gonna give him a taste of his own medicine here, but
Nothing
Datsim
works.
just slaps him right across the face and is like, come at me, bro. I know how to play this game. I know how to play this matchup.
Yeah.
And he just
It's
destroyed
like
him
nothing
there.
works. But we
Yeah.
have to say this, Datsim, he played really well. He took a lot of damage on that bottom left tower, and that gave him a big elixir advantage. He also took the elixir from the elixir golem to make his elixir advantage even bigger. And that was taking risks, but it was enough to actually defend the tower, and that huge counter push was just unstoppable.
Yeah.
So that was really, risky play, cheeky play, but it worked. And it looks like Thiago is not finding any recipe at the moment. He tried everything
all.
against this
Not at
deck.
all.
He cannot win.
Yeah, and for Datsim, it's just like, okay, if it works, it works. I'm just
I
gonna
think he
keep
will play
playing
it
this.
again.
Apparently, Thiago really does not know, or does not know well enough how to go up against this deck, and even when he has a supposedly good matchup, Datsim just has the counter for it and knows how to play around it and squeeze out a victory. And that was just fantastic play there. I mean, the differences in the decks we've seen, it was the Dark Prince for Thiago as well as the Magic Archer. Instead of Lightning, did you have the Night Witch? And the Lumberjack.
Yeah. And we're ready for match number 4, which
Yeah,
may be the
match
final
point
match.
here.
Crazy.
Match point here
Match
for
point for
Datsim.
Datsim.
But even if, like, Thiago can afford to lose here, and he's not gonna be out, he still has a chance to make his way into the grand final, so it's not gonna be all over for him yet. But then, of course, it's a great chance
Another
here
elixir.
for
Thiago
Datsim.
tries the same thing with the elixir golem again.
Yeah.
Datsim probably also with the elixir golem again. So it's gonna be like
And-
the same thing that didn't work before.
And yet again, I mean, oh, look
Good
at it!
lightning.
Just look at this lightning, man! Thiago cycles the elixir golem behind the tower in single elixir time. And look at this. Now, Datsim, he still has his bats. He connects with one
He's
onto
got
the
4
tower, and now he
elixir.
has a 4 elixir lead. And that's
A
just
crazy
insane,
elixir
especially in such an exchange here with those 2 aggressive elixir golem decks. I'm just lost
healer.
for words here, essentially. Like,
It
what is-
doesn't seem like it.
what is Thiago gonna do?
Does not really look like a missing word.
he can just
The
roll
elixir golem
over
is on the way
and
to
give
the
up
tower.
here. Look at
The
this.
blob's on the tower already. Thiago again struggles
Oh,
to
and another
defend.
tornado. Beautiful.
Crazy tornado, and I can feel the lightning coming down. Not yet though. Now
There's
he's gonna
another
defend
elixir
the elixir golem himself. The elixir golem's on the way, supported by the healer.
Yeah,
Datsim.
there's the barb barrel. Nice Night Witch there.
I
to
think
defend
Datsim's gonna do
everything.
the same thing. He's gonna tank some damage to fill up his
Yeah,
elixir.
but now
and
he has to
then
be really
come out
careful. Look at those
with a strong push.
blobs.
Yeah, that's
They're
really
just
low.
whacking away. There's the baby dragon, but that's gonna
That's
be tower
tower.
down here for Datsim. And now he has to look to come back into this. Thiago played that super well there, not letting up there. Got a lot of value out of his battle healer. I'm not
And the
sure
baby dragon.
whether the lightning was just out of cycle there.
Now,
or
Thiago,
Datsim.
if he plays it smart, he's gonna play defensive and really try to defend that tower there on the top right.
Okay.
I'm not sure he can though.
Thiago just straight up copied Datsim's
No,
deck
he's going
for this
to
last
the pocket.
one.
Push
Goes
it.
into the pocket, wants to get the second tower down as well here. Only 25 seconds left on the clock. I don't think Datsim can come back into this. They're now making their way onto the king tower. Will we see the 3 crown here? I don't think so, but nevertheless,
like a 3
not
crown win.
much.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
It's going
Yeah, he takes him
down.
down.
Thiago.
Okay.
I think
with the
Datsim gave
barbarian.
up on this one. It wasn't going well.
Yeah.
There were some little mistakes in there, and Thiago, I mean, they're close together, and you can really tell it here. It looked so clear in the first 3 matches, but actually they're pretty close, it seems. So there were some tiny little mistakes, and I feel like Datsim then gave up the match pretty early and said, okay, we're gonna do better next time. Maybe he started off with a really bad cycle attack.
Yeah,
something
it's
like
kind
that.
of hard, especially in this matchup, if you don't have the proper cycle. And as we've seen for the first push there, I mean, Datsim played it super well, got so much value out of his lightning, had a huge elixir lead actually, but then he had to cycle his elixir golem behind the tower. I think he was trying to go for a double elixir golem, but probably did not get it back into cycle on time, and with that Thiago actually got to punish him on the
And here's
on
the
the
match
posing
result.
end. Yeah.
3-1. It's still, I mean, still 3 more match points here for Datsim. So pretty good chances for him to actually make it. But maybe also the first 3 matches were kind of a wake-up punch here to Thiago. Maybe he's awake now and we're gonna see different matches now.
Yeah, I
I'm
hope
curious.
so. I hope so. I mean, also like the approach here for Thiago. First game was like, okay, let's just play something I feel kind of comfortable with. He completely lost that one. Then in the next one, he was like, okay, I'm gonna like bet on that he's bringing the same deck again. I'm trying to counter it, bring a lot of splash and AoE damage in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like there's some pressure now, and we're ready for the next match.
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
have a
there's
look.
some pressure now on Datsim because he won with the same deck, and Thiago slowly adapted to that deck, and now
Well-
maybe Datsim felt the pressure and changed the deck.
He slowly adapted. You mean he just decided to fight fire with fire, and bring
which
essentially the
sometimes
same
may
thing.
work.
See, this cycle I like a lot better. He plays the battle healer now. Question is,
But
will
it's the
they
same
will they
thing
meet?
again.
Yeah. Will they meet like in time so that she doesn't get damaged? And then he can maybe get in a second battle healer behind it.
But again, Datsim takes the first defense here.
Yep.
And yeah, actually quite successful with the tornado.
Yeah,
and
nice,
the
nice.
bar barrel, very nice. Not much damage taken. And now he's got like a 3 or 4 elixir lead at the
Yeah.
moment.
There's the battle healer to tank, but with the bats he actually gets a lot of damage in on there. Baby Dragon currently tanking. There's an E-Drag coming out.
What Thiago really does well here in this match and the previous match, he cycles those elixir golems really fast. And
Yeah.
that keeps a lot of pressure on Datsim. And obviously Datsim struggles a little bit here with all that pressure all of a sudden.
But now he has the potential for a comeback here. He only has the battle healer on defense here. Nice Night Witch there being played. There's the Baby Dragon to take care of that. But look at the Electro Dragon there on the tower together with the Elixir Golem. That might just be the first
that's
tower
too
here.
much.
Yeah, that's just the tower
too
here.
much.
Going
Tower
down for Datsim. And that's, if he can just defend from here on out, then it's going to be really, really hard at this point to defend for Thiago, as we've seen previously when Datsim was in the same position. That will be a tough one for him
Again, the Night
to
Witch.
defend against.
Datsim switches lanes.
Ooh,
He's
look at
gonna take damage. Maybe he gave up on that bottom right tower. and
Nice
tries to
lightning
get
there
another
yet
one
again.
instead. Because
But
the
look at
Elixir
this.
Golem is on the tower. That's gonna be a ton of damage on that tower. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be tower. Probably. The
Can
healer's
hold,
on the
can
tower
hold off.
too.
Look at it. There's
Yeah,
the battle
that's-
healer from
that's
Datsim as
tower.
well. But it's gonna be the tower. Yes, he manages to take it down. But now he has the potential counter push, and that's gonna be the King Tower. If he can just defend with the Baby Dragon, nice
Is
lightning
he
there
really
coming
trying
out.
to go for the King Tower? Is that his plan? We're
Will
gonna
he do
see in a few seconds. Currently he's under pressure defending here against Datsim. Datsim doing tons of damage here on his bottom left.
Gets
He's
the
going
battle
for
healer
Princess.
onto the King Tower right there. Night Witch now being played
And
by
now double
Thiago.
push.
Look at this. It's just a huge back and forth here. But with a great
Yeah,
push
this one
here.
is huge,
Nice
though.
tornado. Nice tornado there. That could
Yeah,
just...
then make it to the tower.
Get
That's
him
gonna
the
be
win.
tower. Only 4 seconds left.
Nice
Good
lightning there. 100
Yeah, I call
HP
it. That's
remaining,
tower.
and that's the 4-1.
4-1. That's it. We have the first winner of the evening. That's him. School book lesson of how to play the Elixir Golem Sparky deck.
Yes.
Guys,
Oh my God.
cut it out, save this part of the stream, and take it as a school book on how to play Elixir Golem Spark. That was really well played. And Thiago, it's really sad he didn't find any recipe here against this kind of deck. Well played. Really, yeah, there's not much more you can say. And also, the thing that's really impressing here is Datsim perfectly knew when to take damage and when to actually defend.
Yes.
Because that also builds up his elixir when he actually takes damage on the towers.
That's
for that
very true.
purpose.
And I found Datsim was quite quite adept when it came to understanding the dynamic of this matchup, and where you could tell that he's probably a little more experienced on that deck archetype than Thiago is, because you could see like sometimes, especially after he got that first tower, he knew like he's the one dictating the pace now, so he can just threaten opposite lane, and Thiago then has to really think, do I want to completely commit on the other side and give him an opportunity to possibly have him push against me? Like with an elixir golem in the pocket, it can happen really fast. I mean, he did it to him. And then he just played like one defensive troop just to make sure that, yeah, he's gonna give up his princess tower, but after that he can't continue, which is a really real threat with this elixir golem deck. So it was just like, okay, you can have the tower, I'm gonna save the elixir, I'm only gonna spend essentially what your elixir golem is gonna give me back, and then just push the opposite side and try to build a really nice big push there, and then you're again the one who has to catch up. So it's like with all this back and forth, if you're the one getting to do the first move, you essentially get more moves as your opponent.
With this
if
deck,
that makes
it's really
sense.
all about timing.
Yeah.
And it also depends a lot on the start cycle, and you've seen that like always at the start, like in the first 1 or 2 cycles, they kind of ordered the decks, and so one of them may have a little advantage at the start, but then once they order the decks, it's really the skill that shines through, because it's really how you build pressure with that deck. And we've seen that in all these matches. In one it was not successful. Datsim couldn't make it on time with his deck. It took too much damage, and that's I think where he threw the match basically.
Yeah.
Because he saw it's not gonna work. He's taking too much damage at the start. But in all other matches, you've seen actually, even when Datsim sometimes struggled at the start, once his deck was in proper order, he really put pace on his opponent, and that made it really hard for his opponent.
And like he really knew how to play it out in the end. I mean, especially with the tornadoes. Tornado is still, in my opinion, one of the most skill expressive cards. And already last week, he's shown great mastery using that spell with his tombstones there. But also this time, like pulling together all these troops, pulling the firecracker underneath the baby dragon in the first matchup, and then towards the end, before he like got the win, just pulling everything together while he was on the upper, like he had the high ground. Like this time, so he was Obi-Wan and Thiago was Anakin in this matchup.
So guys, we're already ready for the first break, but let me tell you this: break does not mean that you're allowed to actually leave. You're just gonna get some drinks and then be back. And you know why? Because you don't want to miss the second match. The second match really is amazing. Amazing! You don't want to miss this one. So be back for match number 2 in a short time. And we see you then with my friend here, Don Rigoni, commentating with me. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still here.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Wir arbeiten schon viel. Und das darf auch sein. Es gehört halt auch dazu. Aber die Technik schafft heute auch viel. Immer mehr sogar. Die Luftfeuchtigkeit passt. Die Stauatmosphäre stimmt. Und wenn die Technik immer mehr schafft, könnten wir ja zwischendurch ein Kehr weniger krampfen. Oder etwa nicht.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy. Huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Check 'em out. Check 'em out. Less of the y'all, less of the south. Too complex to the versatile.
Hello
And we are
everyone
back.
and welcome back to round 2 of this evening. We have an amazing second match for you. I'm happy for everyone who is here again with me here. My co-caster Luca Don Rigoni on this side there. You see him also at Don Rigoni. You find him on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So check him out.
Yes, and as well as Twitch. And of course, my dear colleague here to the left, it's Chief Avalon himself, our lovely content creator, not only for Clash Royale, but also Brawl Stars these
Brawl
days.
Stars!
And some fantastic content all around you doing. You can find him basically everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and of course TikTok, not to forget. But we actually
always
already
mention TikTok.
never
The
forget.
greatest
Never
community.
forget. We already
It's an
had a
amazing
fantastic first match of the evening.
Let me say you this. First, a big shout out to everyone in the chat that is here from TikTok. I love you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Little shout out.
Fantastic.
Because I see them in the chat.
So nice for everyone who tunes in week after week here to witness with us these fantastic matches, and of course our Swiss players competing here against each other. We actually have to wait a little bit for our players. It's gonna be the matchup between Jumanji and Jesus actually that are gonna play against each other here for the second match of the night. We saw quite a bit of destruction here coming out in the first match.
That
where-
was good. I love
Yeah.
it.
That's him.
Alex the Golem Sparky is just lovely.
You mean lightning?
Lightning, Alex the Golem, Sparky. That's just a lovely matchup with a lot of action. That's how I love it, at least. Not those little pudding of goblin here and goblin there where it's like playing chess. No, I love it when it's actually going down to the tower, smashing it, and really going for the 3 crown win. That's most fun.
Yeah. I saw the elixir golem, but I might have missed the Sparky there. I don't know. didn't see her.
Oh, you didn't see Sparky? Damn.
No, I didn't see Sparky.
I saw her everywhere. Everywhere. Send her everywhere.
You see things I don't do, but I mean,
Yeah, I see Sparky
I just lack the wisdom, you know. That's at this
Yeah,
point. I'm
probably.
still a young lad.
You kind of have to see through things.
You have to use your
And-
imagination.
Yeah, even if the spark is not visible for the common eye,
Yeah.
you have to see through, and then you will see the spark in places where you do not expect her.
Oh, okay.
It's magic.
So
It's magic.
tell me, how long exactly have you been seeing these Sparkies everywhere?
How long have I been
Yeah.
practicing?
How long have you seen Sparkies
Everywhere.
everywhere?
Yeah.
And
You
do
know,
you want to talk
young
about it?
Skywalker, you have to practice.
I
Don't rush. Don't
I
rush.
thought-
You
I
have
thought
to
we just-
feel the force first.
Okay.
And only
Okay,
when
I
you
see.
feel the force, you will actually start to see Sparky.
I see.
Before that, you have to distance yourself from the dark side of the force before you're actually able to see Sparky.
But do you have to distance myself, or is it after all just a balance?
It's a
of
balance.
things?
It's always a balance. I mean, the dark side and the bright side are so close together.
Always look at the bright,
bright
side
side.
of the force.
So, guys, I want to show you something while we're just talking here and waiting for the players to be ready. Again, does anybody know this guy here?
I
mean,
still like the beard. I have to paint it on.
somebody lost his beard.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were speculating. Was it a lost bet or something?
No, it was like
He lost
it
his
was
beard.
part of
Probably-
it was part of my Jedi training, you know. You have
Ah.
to let go, and that
Of the
includes your facial hair.
So it just fell off.
Yep. Yeah.
So when you focus-
with a lightsaber, you know, that was part
Yeah.
of the training.
Okay. A light sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to trim it. It was intense, I can tell you. You have to be very precise.
You have to be very careful.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Because
yeah, if
sometimes
something
it can
goes
happen
wrong,
that you
look
just
like this,
take your entire
um,
cheek off.
So. You don't want that.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so we're still waiting for Jumanji right here, and while we delve in Star Wars memes here, there's one more change actually that was announced in today's video for Season
tell us.
10, and it's the skeleton barrel. The skeleton barrel got changed from being medium speed to fast speed. That's a lot faster. Haha, we would have thought. But it has a little less HP. I don't think it really matters from the when you like place it at the bridge and it's not getting defended. But it's easier to defend against it. You can take it down easier. But if it makes you can use it better to punish your opponent essentially, because if he's out of elixir and you have the skeleton barrel in cycle, you can just get a lot of damage in with it. And I think this is a particularly interesting change because we've already been seeing a little bit, like not too much, but there have been a few decks that already have been running the skeleton barrel here and there just as a tech choice, because it can be such a punishing tool. It's essentially just half a Skarmy, but it gets deployed right at your opponent's tower and can cost him a lot of damage. And I've personally been on the receiving end of a well-used
It
bar.
can be really strong
Yeah.
if you're not prepared.
Yeah.
So you better always be prepared, young Skywalker.
And it can of course be used with clones, so maybe that kind of deck makes a little comeback, makes use of that buffed essentially skeleton barrel, and we'll see a resurgence of that coming into the meta. But overall, I personally like the approach here of Supercell of not changing too much yet. Like, they take it step by step. I think they
Yeah, Clash Royale is
backpedaled a bit.
all about small steps
Yeah.
usually. Sometimes
Yeah.
they bring out a new card which is really OP, but
Elixir
it rarely happened recently. Now it's quite the opposite actually, where they bring out weak cards and
Yeah.
then try to make them stronger.
Well, Elixir Golem was pretty problematic, let's just say that. And I mean, they got multiple nerfs, I think, at this point. But after that, they really did a good job. I agree with you there. That we saw quite a bit of all the cards here, besides Royal Delivery, which I still hope for some love for that card. That we're actually seeing it maybe in our grand finale, but who knows? But I'm not sure if we're gonna have another patch before our grand finale, if that's gonna be right on time or not. But
Yeah, who
nevertheless, I like the Goblin Hut change as well. I mean, it did wonders basically to Barb Hut. Just the 2 additional units spawning on death of the spawner, plus the reduced lifetime, but at the same time it spawns the same amount of waves. That just creates more pressure and less, like, a smaller time window for your opponent to deal with it.
So let me ask you something else when you're talking about the future of Clash Royale. What I always found interesting is the different approach that Brawl Stars and Clash Royale takes in terms of trophies. Like in Clash Royale, basically you win trophies just with always the same setup. It's the same map, it's the same type of play. It's not double elixir, it's not 2v2. I mean, in all those additional modes, you will not win any trophies. On Brawl Stars, on the other hand, there's many different modes, and in all of them, you win trophies, which is totally the opposite approach. And I always thought if that wouldn't be interesting for the players if they're able to actually choose on which map they want to make their trophies, like they can in Brawl Stars. I think that would actually change the thing a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree, because I think personally it's a pity, because I also want to, like, progress in my battle pass in Clash Royale, but then I climb to like 5,700 trophies or something. And then it's like, at that point, yeah, everyone is like level 13 and has some maxed out decks that they're playing, and then it's just really tough to find these wins.
And why not win trophies in other modes, like in 2v2 or in double elixir mode or triple elixir mode? I mean, that would just make it more interesting. But I know they are very careful about changing anything in ladder play. I don't really understand why. I actually made like 2 years ago or so, long time ago, I made a video about that. Nobody ever replied or anything. But they're very careful about changing anything on ladder. And I know, on the other hand, I posted it once on Reddit. Also, the community is very reluctant about change. They're very afraid of changing things.
That's true.
So, kind of the team and the community don't want to change a lot on ladder. But I feel like we have 2 things now. We have tournament mode, where you have kind of 2v2 but very little, and besides that it's just tourney standard and ladder, which is just 2 modes, but the game has so many more modes in it, like triple elixir and all that stuff. And just for the casual player, it would be fun to win trophies on those modes too.
Actually, I'm really sorry. I have to leave you alone for a second, because I really need to take a toilet break here. But you can stream to yourself. You can entertain them, hopefully, for a little bit.
Take your time.
I'll be back in just a second. I'll be back.
Take your time. So yeah, we were informed anyways that the players are getting ready, and within about 5 minutes or so, they will be ready to play. they will be ready to play. Also, you may want to check out the ESL YouTube channel. I don't know the link by heart. Maybe an operator can post it in the chat, because there's also sometimes videos are posted there, and maybe they will post more videos also there on YouTube. It looks funny to look at that empty chair over there. I'm really curious for this second match. That's really a highlight. It's two top players of the last 2 seasons. Both of them no newcomers. They've been here in the season before. And for them, I mean, especially Jumanji, who we're gonna see here, he was so strong in this season. Unbelievably strong. Won every match so far. So that's gonna be really interesting to see those two battle here together. I'm really looking forward to that one. And did I just hear that we're ready? Not sure, because I was talking. So it looks like we can start very soon with the matches. I hope you guys liked it so far. I have to say, those Elixir Golems, they're always interesting decks because they really go to the tower quickly. And oh, I'm very big now. Holy cow. I'm so big. But finally, you see me in full flesh and full light here. So, yeah, we leave it on this mode here, also during the plays. The plays will be very small up here from now on, and I will take all of the picture. And so, while Luca is not here, I want to really thank every one of you again for being here. And I'm really glad some of you made it a habit and are here in every one of those ESL matches, even though I know that not all of you speak English. Some prefer German, of course. But we decided to do it English this season for everyone in Switzerland, because we feel like in esports it's more English and they will understand everywhere in Switzerland. And so that's why it's English. So I really appreciate that every one of you is here. Show some love in the chat. Yeah, probably when you show it, will already be further on in the game. So. Okay. So. Yeah, when I look like this, like staring at the screen, like I don't know what to say, that's actually when I'm usually listening to our operator, which lives here in my headphone. He's a little guy here in my headphone, hiding there. And it's kind of hard to get him out of my headphones. And he speaks to me, like he just did again. He speaks to me here in my head. Maybe it's just voices in my head somehow. But anyway, when he speaks, I'm a little bit distracted, and that's when I have that impression here on my face, like I don't know what to say, which, you know, is never true. I always know what to say, usually, most of the time. So we're waiting for my friend here to continue with the cast. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. We're a little bit behind, of course, because I see him at this very moment leaving. So that's basically the time we're ahead. There he is again with his beautiful jacket. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
And by the way, before you judge me, let me tell you this. He also has that little voice in his head, in his headphones. There lives that man in his headphones that talks to him constantly. And so even he has that facial impression sometimes.
Me?
Where, yeah. And he also has me in his head, so.
Oh yeah. Question is, what's worse?
What's worse? What's worse?
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect timing here, I guess.
We have some really sad news for you guys, and
yeah,
really sad, bad news here, unfortunately. And yeah, because it's sad news, and I like to give you happy news, my friend is gonna give you the sad news.
I have to be the bearer of the sad news now. All right.
You're the sad
so
news
nice,
guy.
So nice. Okay, so I'll make it short and quick, like ripping off a band-aid. Unfortunately, Jumanji did not manage to show up in time here. That means Jesus actually gets a death win here. And yeah, your prayers in chat have been heard for Jesus here, and he won this by default, therefore, with a 4-0. But of course,
tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody in the chat called for Jesus, and then sometimes he may answer. And as you see here, Jesus won this one.
Yeah.
And for Jesus, of course, it's good news. But I think on the other hand, Jesus would probably have preferred to win this in a fair and square match.
Yeah, just to show off,
yeah.
like just to show
It's-
that he's here to slay. And
Be
after
prepared.
the other favorites already were eliminated so early, being Senpai and
Yeah.
FC and Ryzen, it's his for the taking basically. And yeah, we would have certainly expected a lot of nice gameplay here out of him. Maybe this time he got to play some 3 Musketeers. We will never find out, but he gets the 4-0 and with that advances to the winners part of our playoff bracket here. That means he's only 1 win away from making it to the grand final actually. And yeah, he's been there
Yeah.
before.
One
So
more win.
yeah, so next week
Have you
on
actually
Monday.
heard anything about the grand final? Do we already know when and where or something like that?
As
that
far
we
as
can
I
tell?
know, I have to check in with production real quick. Can we announce that already?
Do we
where
already
it's gonna
know
take place?
something or?
Yeah, we do,
Probably
but
not.
I don't know
Ah,
if it's public
okay.
yet or
So
not.
They're still planning, so we cannot tell
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, so the grand
Okay.
so the grand final is gonna take place on the 2nd of May, not the 1st of May. You can still enjoy your day off, even when you're in home office. You'll probably have that day off. So 2nd of May. You can also still go to some demonstrations and do whatever you like with your free day
I
there.
think the 1st of May will not have many people on demonstrations.
I don't think so either.
It's gonna be
The
rather
police will be
quiet.
like, oh, this is like holidays.
Yeah, it's gonna be rather quiet for the police this year.
Not a bad thing though. So yeah, it's gonna be on the 2nd of May, but as far as I know, we're gonna hold it online for all our games actually,
Okay.
because
Has that
we
already
want
been defined that it's
Yeah.
gonna be online, not
because it is, well, first of all, it's not really allowed. We can't have gatherings of more than 5 people.
probably.
And other than that, we of course, as the Swisscom Hero League, we also want everyone out there to, while this crisis seems to be more and more under control, at least here in Switzerland, we still want everybody to be safe, to feel safe, and to stay safe. So take care of
Yes.
yourselves, and
Be safe.
yeah, we're gonna provide you with all the entertainment you'll need, and yeah, this with and from the comfort of your home, our home, and I think that's just a very nice thing that through esports we still get to connect with our lovely community that
Yeah.
we've built over the last year.
And
here.
once again, sorry to interrupt, we have to give, before we go into end mode here, we have to give a big shout out to our production. The
Yes.
guys in the background, you never see them, we hear them in our head, but they do an amazing
They do exist.
job.
They do exist.
They do an amazing job in making all these possible that you see. They
Yeah.
switch from having this like in place in Bern, where we usually recorded those streams, which is really a great studio. I really love to be in the studio. It's quite a different thing to be in a studio, or then again in the final to be in front of an audience. It's huge. It's a huge experience. But they made this here possible with great solutions, great technology, really awesome how they do it. Like for example, a simple thing that may sound very simple, we hear them in our head, but they're not, you don't hear them in the stream, things like that. I mean, that really requires skill to set
Yep.
up everything properly like that, really very professional and good
Yeah.
work ethics there. Amazing guys, a big shout out and thank you to you.
Absolutely incredible. That is very true, and also that our stream always looks so crisp. I mean, I don't know if you probably noticed at this point, but our overlays look absolutely fantastic coming into this season 3, and just this constant improvement, because like our job does not really change from season to season, but what's going on behind the scenes gets better and better, and it's so much fun to work with and alongside all these guys here in the background. So yeah, I hope we can continue like this, and next week there's going to be some more incredible matches. Actually on Monday we see, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to see Jesus against Datsim, who are going to fight for the first place in the grand final. And then on the second match of the day, we're going to see the losers bracket being Jumanji versus Tiago, where they're going to battle it out. Who of them is going to then advance? And then on Wednesday, I think we only have one match, and that's going to be the second losers bracket. And I'm not sure there if we're going to play it with the reset. So if the loser there will of the no, both of them have lost at this point. So whoever wins that match,
of the losers bracket will also progress.
Yeah, and will make it also to the grand final. So one of each, at least one of Datsim or Jesus will make it to the final for sure, and one of Tiago and Jumanji will certainly be out next week. So it's gonna be intense. A lot of for these players on the line, especially because there's only prize money for our top 3 players. So whoever loses next week in the losers bracket will be out of contention for that sweet prize money, and you of course want to get a shot at that, understandably so. But we'll have to keep you updated and patient until next week.
I just want to tell everyone be back next time, and we also be back next Monday and Wednesday too. Yes. So we'll be back.
We'll definitely be
Don't
back.
miss it.
More
it's gonna
Star
be
Wars
amazing again with my lovely co-caster over there with the beautiful bow ties. And myself will be back next time, and we're trying to give you a funny show again.
And of course also big thanks and a shout out to my co-caster here being Chief Avalon. And until next week, we wish you a fantastic rest of the week. Stay happy, stay healthy, and goodbye.
Stay healthy. Take care, everyone. Stay healthy. Look for your loved ones. Take care of everyone. And I hope everyone stays healthy. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Wir arbeiten schon viel. Und das darf auch sein. Es gehört halt auch dazu. Aber die Technik schafft heute auch viel. Immer mehr sogar. Die Luftfeuchtigkeit passt. Die Stauatmosphäre stimmt. Und wenn die Technik immer mehr schafft, könnten wir ja zwischendurch ein Kehr weniger krampfen. Oder etwa nicht.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing it. Check 'em out.
heart into something gold. Knew I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I let you go. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you. Carolina skies in the night, floating by your side. I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm like